Welcome to Conservation Nation. I'm your host, Gabriella Hoffman. In this series, we travel the country to highlight conservation in action. I'm returning to Wyoming to revisit clean energy development out west. As we detailed in our Lava Ridge report, onshore wind threatens beloved small towns, wildlife, and endangered birds here in the Cowboy State. Come along as I unpack the situation here. We're kicking off our Wyoming adventure at Cheyenne Frontier Days. This event started in 1897 and is considered the world's largest outdoor rodeo. Rodeo is an ode to the American West and ranching and is a tradition worth preserving. Blue states aren't alone in catalyzing onshore wind development. Even red ones like Wyoming, despite being an oil and gas producing state, are building these turbines too. Southern Wyoming is battling over 20 proposed onshore wind projects. I spoke with Albany County Conservancy's Ann Brand and John Davis, retired Wyoming State Historic Preservation Officer Mary Hopkins, and University of Wyoming student Maggie Inman about their efforts to fight the industrialization of the Wild West.
After I started the Conservancy, I found out about a wrongly sited wind project that'll sit just 5 miles north of here. And that's called the Rail Tie Wind Project. And it's in the worst place possible. This whole area, all the way through Laramie and on the way to Casper, is a migration zone. And so in the process of participating in that NEPA, and that's an acronym for National Environmental Protection Act process, because that project sits on a power line, so it's under the Department of Energy. I started to learn about 21 approved wind projects that impact my county in Wyoming.
We're opposed to it. The electricity is being generated in response to what we think is policy-driven demand with renewable energy portfolio mandates in different states. None of the electricity will be consumed in Wyoming. The wind turbines, though they seem to be spinning lazily as you drive by, they're really going over 100 miles an hour. And as raptors fly and look down, many of them have been caught up in wind turbines and chopped up. The migratory patterns that I would be aware of would be mammals on the ground, the elk in particular, antelope come and go as a herd. And I don't know what the wind turbines would do to that, but my sense is that it would interrupt it.
The Ames Monument is a National Historic Landmark. It became listed in 2015. The integrity of the monument is very high for a National Historic Landmark. What we are concerned about with the building of and the wind development is going to industrialize the setting. And it's going to change the experience, because right now we're here and it's exactly pretty much like what it was when it was built.
Could you speak briefly to what the wind situation is? Why are locals concerned about the proliferation of wind here?
This wind energy is not as green as anyone says it to be, and it causes eagle deaths, it disrupts ecosystems, it has terrible consequences in terms of the fact that nothing is recyclable, it bleeds off into our land, and it poisons just kind of everything. People see, oh, it brings in jobs, it brings in money. What they don't see is the fact that Rocky Mountain Power is trying to bring in more wind projects, is outsourcing those jobs to people from California. I went to a hearing for Rocky Mountain Power a couple months back, and I was protesting it because not only on the death of eagles, but also the rise of costs that they're trying to do. I'm not gonna lie, I did have a little bit of a panic attack about to head into an official hearing with big people in suits that had a lot of power dressed as an eagle. I think everyone was so taken aback that I would go there and do that and have serious matters to discuss while in an eagle costume. It seems odd that being a little silly made them take me serious, but it's true.
As highlighted by our Lava Ridge report, onshore wind similarly poses a threat to Wyoming's historic landmarks, wildlife, and naturescapes. The American Bird Conservancy warns, quote, annual bird mortality is projected to reach more than 1.4 million by 2030, end quote, due to structures like wind turbines. I asked our interviewees to elaborate how proposed wind projects here threaten landmarks and iconic American birds. Could you speak more to what your organization perceives to be threatening in terms of this golden eagle population with this potential proliferation of wind projects?
We have golden eagles that we have the highest concentration of both breeding pairs and migratory golden eagles in the entire United States. We have something called the Bald and Golden Eagle Preservation Act. And that says you as a person cannot kill a golden eagle. If you do, that's punishable by fine. Theoretically, you could sell a hunting license, or what's referred to as an eagle take, to only wind developers. They don't sell eagle takes to oil and gas or to coal. So it's a specific focus. And then that developer or proponent is another word for that entity. They can apply for an eagle take, and then they pay the government.
There won't be any encroachment on the property lines and the boundaries of this ranch, but it will certainly encroach in the viewscape. And to come in and put 500-foot wind turbines on 26,000 acres seems like a breach of faith. We wouldn't have built if we thought that those covenants didn't mean anything.
It's just that when you're up there, you're going to see windmills from here to the Colorado border. And it's going to be a distraction for a casual observer to see this place in its setting and its context.
With our time in Wyoming ending, I couldn't pass up some horseback riding. Our interviewee, Ann Brand, insisted I join her for a quick adventure. Viewers might recall I wrangled Florida cattle on horseback in episode 4. This time, I've been paired with Ann's Norwegian fjord horse, Snow. Fair warning, it's about to get a little western.
Silly. Finish your bite.
There you go. There we go. There you go. Good horsey. The Wyoming Americans know and love is at risk of disappearing if it gambles on onshore wind. A new government report found that U.S. wind energy generation was down last year, the first decrease since the 1990s. Will more Americans recognize its downsides? Time will tell. Thanks for watching Conservation Nation. If you enjoyed this report, share it far and wide. Stay tuned for the next episode, coming soon.